Alright, so this guy paid me $9,000 to scale his coaching offer from $30,000 to $100,000 per month. Completely done for you. We're literally doing everything for him. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Lorenzo and I scale multiple coaching offers all the way to 50, 100k per month. So as you can see here, this is another example. We scaled this guy from 0 to 50k per month with a mostly unqualified and unengaged audience. We actually had two $15,000 back-to-back days. This is the proof right here. We literally took this guy from 0, like no systems, anything, to 50k, having multiple days where we make $10,000, $15,000. Or you see here, like this is just a normal day for our clients. Or we scaled another offer from 0 to 20k in literally 18 hours. And if you want proof of this guy here that we're scaling currently to 100k per month, this is the month so far on December. We're at 36,000 and we still got 13,000 in payments that should be still coming in. And people usually pay me everything between $5,000 and $10,000 for this stuff here, but I'm literally gonna give you everything for free on this video. So before you think that this guy had some massive audience or was already crushing it, he wasn't. He had a super small YouTube where he has, I think, around 1,000 subscribers, and the average videos gets literally 600 views, and an Instagram where he has 10k followers, but most of his followers on IG are botted. I would say that like a good 1% probably of that audience is actually real people. Obviously you can see it from the views: 400 views, 300 views, 400 views, 600 views. You know, the videos get super low views. And what I'm trying to say here is that big audiences do not always mean making money. You don't have to be massive on social media in order to make money with your coaching offer. As long as you have the proper systems and structures, you can make over 100k even with a micro niched brand, just like this guy that we're scaling right now. As I said, his coaching offer had literally zero structure, systems, nothing in place in order to scale to those 100k months, and he was leaving probably around 70k on the table every single month. And as I said, I'm 15 years old and I've helped multiple coaches go from stuck at 5, 20 to consistently doing 50, 75 or even 100k per month with their coaching program. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly step by step. As you can see here, we got a lot to cover, and I'm gonna break down everything that we're doing right now to scale this offer from nothing to 100k per month as quick as possible. So if you are someone who has made money with your own business model and is thinking about starting a coaching program to make way more money, or if you're someone who already has a coaching offer but just simply wanna scale it, make sure to stick till the end of this video. So now let's get into the video. Now, stage 1 is understanding the offer, the creator. The goal here is to gather as much intel as possible about the coach, what they're offering, and who they're selling to. You gotta know them just like as if you're their mother. You gotta know the insides and outsides of your creator, of the offer, and without this, we'll just blend in with every other person in the market selling coaching. And obviously, we're gonna make way less money than we possibly could. Now the market is super saturated, especially in 2025 coming into 2026. We got thousands of people all trying to sell the same services. So if we don't stand out from the crowd, we're gonna make way less money than we possibly could. You see here, this is the online space right now, and this is an average prospect. I wanna be the guy that stands out, being in the middle so that they can actually catch us. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to dominate the market with our messaging. We don't want to be at the bottom of our niche. We want to be at the top where everyone knows us, where we want to place our offer as our audience only solution to their goals. this is an example that I make in almost every single one of my videos. So let's say that you got point A here, which is where your prospects are right now, and you also got point B, which is like their dream goal, their dream outcome. Let's say that if you're selling a business opportunity offer, this is like them having financial freedom, and you got a bridge. So they're here right now, they gotta get here. The only bridge that they have to get here is gonna be your coaching offer. It's gonna be you. The guy that is gonna be helping them is you, and they only can get there by your coaching program, by your system, by your unique mechanism, and there are no other ways around it. So this is something that is basically like crucial for your coaching offer. If you don't place yourself as the top guy in your niche, you're never gonna be able to make over 100k with your coaching offer. Sure, you might make 10, 20k, but never over 100k. So let me make an actual example on this. So you know all these guys. You know freelance brand scaling, you know trading, you know e-com. And when I talked about their niches, you already knew their names. And that's because they literally dominate their market. And by the way, you don't have to be as big as Bress or as big as TJR in order to make money with their coaching offer. But this was just to make an example. And these now are the same exact niches, but just some different people. And I'm 100% sure that you got no idea on who these people are. And these people are picking up leftovers that the leaders ignore, and they're making way less cash with their program. And I actually live this firsthand, as I've taken multiple clients and turned them into the number one person in their niche. And being the number one person in your niche doesn't mean that you gotta have a big following. You just gotta position yourself as the authority in your market to your audience, so that, as I said, the only way for them to get there is through your coaching program. So why is like understanding the coach, what they offer, and who they serve so important for us? So let me make an example. You're in a crowded room with 100 people all yelling at the same time, and everyone is shouting BS. Now, imagine that you walk up to one specific person and whisper their exact name, problem, and their dream outcome. They're literally gonna stop everything they're doing and listen to you. And this is why it's so important, because this is the coaching space right now. You got 100 different coaches trying to sell the same service. But if you're the one guy that goes up to one of these people in that room and that whispers exactly who they are, what their problem is, what their dream outcome is, they're obviously gonna stop everything that they're doing. They're gonna stop listening so much to all the other gurus and mostly listen to you. So a weak understanding of who you're selling to is literally you shouting in a crowded room, hoping that someone hears you. But a strong understanding, wait, give me 1 second. I don't know why I didn't write this properly, but a strong understanding is when you're speaking directly to one person so specifically that everyone else disappears. And this is what you want to do in your marketing, because that way you're not competing anymore. You're the only option, and you're going to end up making way more money like the big dogs here. So now that you understand that, you'll get why this is the first step that we implement with every single one of our clients, including this trading coach that I'm talking about in this video. So step one that we have literally every single one of our clients do is the onboarding process. So as you can see here, full onboarding doc. They get to watch this Loom here where we break down how this process is gonna look like, and then we ask them multiple different questions, actually diving into who they are, who they're selling to, what their offer is, their story, who's their ideal customer. Now, obviously, I cannot share this with anyone. Like, people pay me thousands of dollars for this, so I'm not just gonna like drop every single question. But you know, what I can share is explain your offer in very single terms, or what's the biggest problem your audience has, what frustrates them, what's their most urgent problem, whatever that is. And then once they fill in this type form, we have them record a voice memo. And this is literally key because it's usually a 5 to 10 minutes voice memo where they just talk about everything that they want to talk about. We have like multiple sections here that they're gonna cover, and then we use this for every single line of copy that we're gonna write. So there's dozens of questions in here that we make our clients answer so that we can speak directly to their market and cut through all the noise. And you gotta understand that specific messaging in your content is the only way that you can become an industry leader while not having thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. So now, obviously, we gotta build our megaphone. And what is our megaphone? Our megaphone is gonna be copy, which is literally everything involving words. So our VSL, our emails, our videos. And the goal here is to leverage our intel from earlier to write copy that converts at the highest rate across the entire funnel. You don't want to use a weak ass megaphone. You want to use a bigger one, which is super powerful, which is gonna amplify the message that we want to spread out. And to construct this megaphone, we need to know the parts of it. And we're leveraging the onboarding process, which I just ran you through. And we're using this to write copy at every point in the funnel that speaks directly to his ICP at a super intense level. And just know that for all these parts, all these components, we're using the brand sheets and the intel to write insane copy that amplifies our message. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into copy, but so you understand even more why knowing inside out your offer or your client is super important. So now let's actually get into the content, and this honestly might be the most important part because being real, you could have the best offer in the world, the best marketing, the best messaging, but if nobody knows about what you're selling, you're obviously never gonna make money. So getting actually lead into your funnel is crucial. And the goal here is to start pulling qualified leads into our ecosystem while positioning the coach as an expert and not as a sales guru type. And we're gonna do it through reels, stories, and a micro niche YouTube, which is crucial, and I'll get into it later. So the funnel is gonna look something like this. You got IG Reels, you got YouTube, and then you got stories, and stories are usually where people are gonna convert. And for our clients, we have these systems built where they don't have to think about creating content at all or like scripting or anything, because we constantly have our team dropping ideas for reels, for stories, YouTube videos with full scripts, bullet points, like everything you see here. We literally script out everything for them. So the content funnel is gonna look something like this. First step is gonna be reels, and we're gonna be targeting our gym follower and not our ICP. You got your total views, which is the bigger circle here. Inside these total views that the reel is gonna get, you got your dream follower, and within the dream follower you have the ICP. Then we send this dream follower or ICP to our YouTube channel, and we are nurturing the audience on YouTube. People, after getting nurtured on YouTube, will eventually purchase what we want to sell them, but some people won't be ready yet. They just won't take action. They're scared. So that's why we need to keep them on Instagram and publish a lot of stories with a specific strategy to convert and get them to pay. Now, why are we targeting dream followers and not ICP? For one reason, because with ICP, if we target ICP, we're gonna attract way less people. But if we target our gym follower, we're just gonna get more views and we're gonna put in way more people into our funnel. As an example, for a trading offer, ICP would be someone already trading, but a dream follower would be someone trying to make money online. You get what I mean here? Okay, so as I said, why do we want to target dream followers and not ICP? Because we get a higher volume of leads who are our ICP through targeting our gym follower compared to if we just went after our ICP directly. And also because YouTube is gonna filter them anyways. Like if someone is not ICP, they're not gonna watch 30 minutes of us just talking on YouTube. So IG is gonna attract usually low intent buyers, and that's fine because we wanna push our ICP over to YouTube to nurture them, and that's where we're gonna get high intent buyers that are really committed, that usually are qualified if we message our offer properly. So we wanna use Instagram to get eyeballs and YouTube to actually make money. And when you mix these two up, it's literally a glitch in the matrix. So I'm not gonna get super deep into the IG strategy because it's pretty simple and straightforward. Like it's just get views. I got a whole video breaking that down. But let's dial our YouTube. So I see tons of people making this mistake when they launch their YouTube channels. They tryna copy Iman. They try to copy Ormozy. Like monkey see, monkey do. You do not wanna copy the big dogs in your space, because if you do, you're just gonna look like someone begging for money, trying to be their copycat. It works only if you have already built up a solid brand, a solid personal brand. And the solution here is building a micro niche YouTube channel. I'm sure that you've heard of it. You see here, this is my YouTube channel, and even if it has like almost 200 followers, 20 videos, and the videos get super low views, as you can see here, you got no idea how much money this channel has made me. Or let's take this guy as an example. 5k followers, and his coaching offer is literally printing. Because the goal here is to target a certain type of audience only. If you want to collect serious cash with your coaching, this is what you need to build, especially if you're launching and going into 2026 with the space being full of people just like you trying to sell the same service. So, step one to build a micro niche YouTube is identify your main niche, which could be trading or clothing brand or e-com. Then you want to identify your sub niche, which is your way of doing like your niche. Let's say that e-com, you got AI e-com, or trading, you got ICT, or if that's even a method, or clothing brand, you got like your unique mechanism of building a clothing brand. And then you want to identify what problem and whose problem you want to solve. So this is the 3-step guide that you want to understand. You can easily use AI for this if you first dial who you're selling to and your offer. So as I said, not everyone is gonna buy through your YouTube instantly just because they're scared to take action. They usually need a smaller push. And that's why for our clients, we implement this IG story system. And this is like a full 7-day strategy that we take care for them. We literally just send them the stories and they either approve it or tell us to remake it. But Monday, you want to post a client result with a direct call to action to DM you. You got Tuesday, you want to provide value and help them understand why they haven't achieved their goals yet. You want to really dig deep into their pain points and help them realize that they need to make changes and break limiting beliefs, and you want to give them new ones. On Wednesday, you want to share a personal story that will inspire your audience. This could be goals, a story about when you took a big risk, or any personal journey. Then you got Thursday, when you want to post your own wins. You want to show a payment screenshot, a personal achievement, or anything that demonstrates your success. And on Friday, you want to do a soft call to action for people to DM you for a free resource. And this is less direct and less salesy than Monday's approach. And the goal here is to create an habit of posting and creating like your own content ideas. Because with this system, you're easily gonna at least 4x your story views. Because when you always do the same story sequences with CTAs to your program to buy from you, just salesy stuff, people are not gonna click on them anymore, because they know that when they click on your story, they're just gonna get sold. So that's why you always wanna differentiate your stories. You almost never wanna make them the same as other ones, and you wanna follow this system. And with this whole system that I just broke down of Reels, of YouTube, now we have the eyeballs. And we gotta convert these eyeballs into money in our pocket. I'm not gonna get much into the funnel just because I got multiple different videos on it. If you want, just check them out. But for this client, we're gonna use a normal cold funnel with a bit of a DM funnel and sometimes run a webinar funnel, which in 2026 especially is gonna print. So if you wanna understand how to run a cold funnel, check out these videos here. For webinars, check out this video here, these videos here. I'm actually running another webinar soon for a client, so I should have another fire video on webinars coming up, but check this out. And for a DM funnel, you wanna watch this one here. But most importantly, I got a whole full DM setting video so that you understand how that works. Now that you can check out how to build a proper funnel, you wanna dial in the backend. Again, I'm not gonna get much into this, but but the goal is to construct a system that can track every single lead and piece of data so that we know where the gaps are in the business, what to improve and what to keep the same, so that we can scale the offer predictably. And honestly, like in 2025, this is so overlooked. The lack of actually proper tracking is so big, and this is why like me and my clients sprint, because when you track stuff, you know what to improve. Like you cannot improve what you don't track. So let's say that for one of our clients, we noticed that he has a 30% show rate on the calls. What we're gonna do is we're gonna dial the fuck into his sales process. Or the closing rate is super low, like 20%. We either change the closer or we understand if the marketing is the problem. So like, but this is all stuff that you cannot do if you're not tracking everything. So we got usually 2 documents that we use for our clients depending on their needs. But the first one is this one. It really, sorry, can't open it, but it's a really simple tracking sheet that I'm gonna break down here. You know, it basically tracks everything. Got the setters that just fill in every single metric here, and you're gonna have everything automatically calculated here. Or what we do is we have this other Looker Studio tracking sheet, which we usually use for like bigger offers and for like people that got like for offers that have multiple different people on the sales team. So if you have a smaller coaching offer, I would recommend you to use something like this. But if you have a bit of a bigger one with a bigger sales team, I recommend you to use this other one. And it's like simple. Obviously, you know what you should track and why you should track it, but it's not easy. Like the lack of proper tracking in this space is huge. So if you want these documents, just hit me up on IG. You got the link below. Now, one thing that I really wanted to cover was the sales team. Because the higher leverage that we can keep the coach, the more cash that everyone will collect. You want to be working on the business and not in the business. You shouldn't be doing the day-to-day operations like the end setting or closing. You should be working on creating content that sells, on like the ads, whatever it is that actually moves the needle. So me as an agency, I feel like that everything outside of recording content and fulfilling the offer is our agency's job. That's why we have copywriters, sales managers, client success managers, whatever you might think of that you need, we got it. Because our clients, literally everything that they gotta do is just record the content that we give them and obviously fulfill the offer that they're selling. With that said, sales, and I know this from personal experience, is one of the most time draining aspects of running a coaching business, which means that this is the last thing we want our clients doing. And thankfully for my clients, as soon as someone starts working with us, our in-house sales managers looks into our pool of sales reps, DM setters, dialers, and closers, and picks the best fits for the offer. so that whenever we are ready to start bringing on leads, we can start cash collecting immediately, and our clients or coach doesn't even have to put a single thought or effort towards it. So for this trading coach offer that we are scaling to 100K a month, the first step is hiring a DM setter and a closer, because we can collect 15 or 30K through DM sets before launching the full funnel and needing a dialer. And that's what we did. So we pull in those early leads. And step two is hiring a dialer, because at this point we actually already launched the funnel, like we get people into the CRM, and we need someone calling them to qualify, book them on calls, cancel their calls if they're not qualified, and that's what a dialer is for. And obviously then you got step three, which is managing. So the DM setter is sending leads through the DMs, the dialer is getting leads through the funnel CRM, and the closer is closing already these leads, which is solid, but there can always be improvements. So the sales manager is jumping on calls daily with the sales rep to identify common objections, improve set rate, show rate, and close rate. And this is basically everything that we need to actually run a proper successful sales team. This is one of the main things that we actually implement and optimize for our clients. So if you need help with it, just on the first link in the description of this video, you can actually book in a one-on-one article personally with me. Now you pretty much have like the whole blueprint. So if you're an online coach trying to scale your coaching offer, everything between 30 and 80K per month, if you're someone trying to get there without wanting to spend months figuring this out by yourself, and if you want everything that we just spoke about completely done for you, just booking a call through that link below. Apart from that, appreciate you so much for checking out this video. Make sure to sub if you found some value, and see you in the next one.